Look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. An older Dusty. Dusty Sr. strikes again. The family is claiming a mental issue or maybe possible substance abuse. I just claim Dusty evilness. So this Dusty on the screen stole a vehicle, hit a motorcyclist. He then purposely, from what it appears, drove onto the sidewalk. And what did he do? Run over a man and woman. He then turned around on the sidewalk. The man was able to move out of the way and run over the woman again. This is probably not his first act of violence. It escalates. It's like the one person who steals and steals, and then the next thing you know, somebody's like, "No, you're not going to steal from me," and they fuck up. They're used to somebody surrendering their goods. When a person doesn't, they pulling that weapon, or they get mad and shoot, or they hear a noise and ooh, and start shooting. It wasn't supposed to go like that, but it did go like that, and here we are. So look at this clip. Fair use. Look at the damage he's caused. My thing is, what has he done before this? And I promise you, the family will sit up there and lie. Oh, he was a good son and just had a bad day. He was taking some medications. They do that regardless of race. I've noticed that. Like when that, I believe that guy's Caucasian male shot someone, the cop goes, he's having a bad day. Bad day? You gonna kill somebody? You kidding me? So yeah, it's a lot of dust in the land. Check this out. Fair use. It just doesn't make any. It's senseless. It is senseless. You are so angry with your life, is what you do. And I'm not buying all this, oh, mental illness. Sure, things do happen. But you know what I noticed? Um, there was a man, they said it was mentally ill, and he stabbed someone. But I was like, but you know what's so funny? Not literally being funny. I was telling my friend, I was like, but he didn't stab himself. So if he didn't know that that knife was dangerous, why didn't he stab himself? When the cops came, he put the knife down. So why didn't he didn't know, but he didn't stab himself, but he stabbed somebody else. When the cops came, why didn't he stab them? He put the knife down. So much for he didn't know any better. I really question that. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but some things to me is common sense. It's like, oh, they pushed that person in front of the train. Did you jump in behind it? Well, no, why not? Always mentally ill. No, just sometimes it's just evilness. That's my opinion. So when they pushed the person in front of the train, did they jump in front of the train? No, because they knew it was a bad thing to do. It could cause harm or death. So Cletus, look what Cletus has done. Fair use. Let me start this over.
News tonight is the arrest of a suspect accused in a series of hit-and-run crashes, one of them deadly. Police say they tracked down the alleged driver early this morning, hours after he's accused of stealing a car, hitting a couple on a motorcycle, then running down a woman on a sidewalk several blocks away. She died after police said the driver ran over her twice. Action News reporter Maggie Kent live at 15th and South Streets tonight. Maggie, the suspect's family here says he was having a psychotic episode at the time.
Yeah, police say family members and people who knew this man came up to them and said that he was likely under the influence of drugs and or alcohol. Investigators still trying to work that out now. We're standing at the scene where a 32-year-old woman was doing the right thing, walking on the sidewalk here when she was mowed down and killed. 40-year-old Kareem Welton of Philadelphia facing a slew of charges in an overnight crime spree spanning 2 counties. In all, 4 crash scenes with 5 people hit. At 2 o'clock this morning, the surveillance video shows the suspect driving a stolen Chevy Malibu hopped the curb on the 500 block of South 15th Street. There, a 32-year-old woman was walking home with a coworker after ending a shift at a nearby restaurant. The driver hits the woman, knocking her to the ground, then turns around and hits her for a second time, killing her.
You hear the screeching and the sound, but who would have thought that he'd have come back and hit her?
Again, the second time.
To go back and forth on top of her, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of an insane situation.
Moments earlier, police say Welton sped away from another hit and run, speeding off after hitting a motorcycle, knocking down a 29-year-old man and 28-year-old woman off that bike. They survived. After the 2 hit-and-run incidents in Center City, investigators say the driver ditched the car 1 block away at Broad and South and took off running. For hours, police couldn't track down Welton. But then he reappeared in Roxborough driving a different stolen car, a gray Nissan Altima. It was at Umbria and Hermitage Streets. Police say the driver struck another pedestrian. Police pursued the suspect out past city limits to Collegeville, where a fifth person, a 38-year-old runner, was hit by this out-of-control driver. 300 East Main Street. That man was airlifted to a nearby hospital with a broken spine and fractures to his rib and legs. He is expected to survive. Welton was finally taken into custody in Trap Borough by Upper Providence and State Police. And Montgomery County District Attorney, they filed charges in this case, but they also say when Welton got out of that stolen Nissan Altima, he had a puppy in his arms and actually tried to steal someone's bicycle before police were able to apprehend him without any further incident. He is facing aggravated assault and attempted murder charges in Montgomery County. I'm being told that homicide has taken over the case here in Philadelphia, where there will likely be more charges to come. Live in
All that drama that was caused, all that drama. Think, he actually got on the sidewalk now, ran over the couple, and then he turned around and ran over the woman again. What does that tell you? It tells me he wanted to make sure, in my opinion, that he caused major harm. Maybe, and now the woman is dead. Turned around and drove over the sidewalk again. Another carjacking. And the loss of life, look at the families affected. Loved ones, her family, people that loved her, friends, the man that survived going through the horrible ordeal, the motorcyclist. Then he steals another vehicle. One person is now airlifted. A problem with their spine? What if that person's never able to walk again? What if that person is not able to walk again? But he'll be walking. He'll be walking. He'll be just fine in that dusty jumpsuit, in that cell. My opinion, he needs at least 30 years to life. But what if the man is, we're supposed to let him get some medication and see about him and let him go on living with his life and look at all the individuals, all the people that will have suffered because of him. I tell you, the Dusties, they are violent. They bring drama. If this is not drama, I don't know what is. Bring a hell of a lot of trauma. The financial implication is so many Dusties in the nation. Speaking of the financial, so besides the airlift to the helicopter, with the helicopter ride on the helipad, that's how you know it's really urgent. What if that person doesn't have insurance? If they do, the insurance may only cover so far. Let's hope it doesn't go to a medical lien. And what you're going to do, you're going to try to get the money back from him. What does he have? He's probably living with his mama, sleeping on Scooby-Doo sheets that he had when he was 15. Let's be real. The financial implication, the medical bills, the therapy, the funeral expense. What if that lady that was killed, what if she was a provider? What if she was a mom? Who's going to take care of her children? All this is what's been caused. All of this. Speaking about the vehicles, that's another issue too. The person whose vehicle that he carjacked, they'll probably want those vehicles for trial, so those will be held by the police. So it won't be like, oh, I need to come and get my car. Oh, no, that's going to be used for evidence. That could take months. You think the insurance company may give you a rental car for a couple of months? I've never seen it. So what will that person do? That's the only vehicle. They need that for evidence. You think the county's going to say, oh, well, here, we'll go ahead and let you borrow a car. We need yours for evidence. I don't know how that would go. So what does that person do? And by the way, when they hold a vehicle, if you're financed, don't think that you can't go without paying. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. What clause goes, oh, well, hey, I can't pay the bank because my vehicle was stolen. It's not exactly totaled out, but they're holding it over for trial. How does that work? You got to still make those payments on a car that you own, but you can't drive because it is dusty. Don't forget he hit the motorcyclist. Look at the drama and the trauma. And you say it's bashing. No, you know what's bashing? On this screen is what's bashing by robbing, stealing, killing people. That's interesting to me. We want to talk about bashing a black man, but let's talk about the actions of. Why is he on the screen? You don't see MGM sitting up here, Fox, talking about, okay, more lighting, action, take one. No, this is reality. There are no actors here. You want to talk about bashing? Yes, they bash themselves. This is how dumb and stupid they bash themselves. This is what without a cause. There was no, he caused this major, well, there was no cause for it. You're just evil, sick, and demented. You are a dusty. You produce one thing, problems. And you want to talk about, oh, just bashing black men. Are you really that stupid? But you don't want to condemn the actions of these men. You think the news just out here, they just made this up and just decided to grab him and pick him up? He gave them a story. Man, I tell you, they want to talk about, I guess they're talking about, oh, you know, that white man, you sure keep him busy. You're going to keep him employed forever. From the cops to the judges, the news reporter. Why, how did it get this far? When they saw it, let's say so, the mammies and his family members, when they saw him get out of control, nobody could try to have this guy committed. How did it get this far? See, people want to act like, oh no, don't be committed. He's okay. Trying to hold a secret and something is really wrong. Oh no, he's not a problem. It's not a problem. Because you were worried about saving face. You're worried about what people are gonna think. And then you know that your loved one definitely has a problem. You know the person has a problem, but you're trying to ignore that. Oh no. Nothing wrong with my son, nothing wrong with my son. Under pretense, keeping this mental status, as they allege, hidden. Even if they know the person has a demonic spirit, you don't want to give them any help. So guess what, Mima? Now y'all been sitting up here trying to cover for him. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with him. He's having this a bad day. You worried about appearances? Well, guess what? Now he's made an appearance on the grand stage of the news. Worried about appearances, and look at the cost. So now everybody knows your son is not okay. Because sometimes they try to cover for these sons. Oh no, I don't want my child. People think my child is crazy. Something's wrong with him. Well, now look what he's done. Everybody knows something's wrong with him. And people that know this is your son. And they probably pick up on a couple things too. So much for the mammies trying to cover up. And that's in all groups. It's like that, I want to say, I forget, it's in Connecticut. Northtown, where they had the shooting. And the mother knew he had those medical issues, those mental problems, still had those guns. And he killed her and killed those kids in that school. All to save face. That's a well-to-do area. You want to make sure, like, oh, nothing wrong with Peter, which isn't his name. I don't recall his name. He's okay. It's okay. And then look what happens. He even killed her. Mentally ill person, and you have those guns in the house. Sick, evil, twisted mind, and you have those guns in the house. Look at the children and lives lost. So yeah, they want to keep it a secret, these mammies do, and they come in all colors until something like this happens. You want to say, what goes on in this house stays in this house. News flash. It's already out. It's on the news now. So thanks for watching. Be vigilant, people, if you can. Look forward to reading your comments. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share. I'm out. Please stay safe. Thank you for